Howdy again, it's Tubalcain, and this time sitting in my basement workshop. But the purpose of this video is just to introduce you to another short road trip that I'm taking. Actually, 3 short trips taken over a several day period. And I'm a little hesitant about making too many of these road trips. My Ford Dearborn road trip during the winter was a rather abysmal failure with very few viewers, but I'm going to try this again here. But this is more automotive oriented. It appeals to the gearheads, and I guess in some ways I'm a gearhead in addition to being a machinist, but I like to do things that are car related, boat related, anything with a motor I enjoy, or anything machine shop related, as you know. But I just recently took a couple short trips with my buddy here, and it's just local. But first of all, I went to Bolingbrook, Illinois, to WeatherTech. Now, most of you have heard of WeatherTech, and their ads appear, and I don't work for them, I don't make any money for them. Their ads appear in Motor Trend and many other magazines. They always have full-colored ads, and they make liners for floor mats and things like that. But they have a factory store there in Bolingbrook that was most interesting, so I have a little footage of that, not very much. But it's interesting. Their products are very expensive. I don't own any of them, but everything they have is American made, and it's made with American machinery, American materials, and American workers. And the owner's name is David McNeil. And if you want to watch a good video, check out on YouTube videos called WeatherTech as seen on Two Guys Garage. That's the name of the video if you do a search. And he takes you back into the shops there, and I guess they're in Bolingbrook behind the store. And there's a mold shop where they do all the machining, and then there's a shop where they do the injection molding, as well as another shop where they do vacuum forming for these products. So that's really interesting, and this guy seems to be a good guy. His showroom is really quite amazing. With some motorcycles and cars and a tractor and things like that, and they're in a great coffee bar. So check that out on my video as well as that other video. Now I hope I'm not getting too long-winded here. But my second trip was over to J.C. Whitney Company, and if you have bought any parts from them over the years, and you older guys will know about J.C. Whitney, and they moved out of Chicago. They used to be on State Street a long time ago. Now they're near Utica, Illinois, not too far from where I live, about 25 miles. But they had a big car show there, and this is their 100th anniversary. So I took some footage there during the car show, and that was awesome, and I wish I'd had more time to spend there. But of all things, they have erected there, and they have a factory store there too. They have erected a sign that originally appeared above the store in State Street, Chicago, which is 100 miles from where I live now, and I'd been up there several times when I was much younger. But you might recall that J.C. Whitney sent out millions of pulp-type catalogs over the years, and it almost did them under. They had no control over their mailing list and almost went out of business. But they went by 2 names. They also went by Warshawski, and they have re-erected the original sign from State Street there, and I show it in the video, but I'm sorry to say it was covered with a big blue tarp because they apparently are going to restore it, but it'll be right in front of their showroom there where they have an outlet. So be sure and check that out in my video. And I think all these companies have a website too. And finally, just yesterday I got back from Volo, Illinois. That is Volo, Illinois. And I've been there 5, 6, 8, 10 times to the Volo Car Museum, Auto Museum, and it's very awesome. They have a lot of famous cars there that appeared in movies. They got a section for children with Disney characters. They have a military museum. You can spend the whole afternoon there, and even your wife's going to like it because there's a nice lunchroom, and there's antique malls there too, which I avoid like the plague, but the women like that kind of thing. But if you like cars, you're going to like this, and I have quite a lengthy segment here on this video of the Volo Museum, and it's about $12 for a senior to get in there, but you got a good day there. A lot of the cars on display are also for sale, have been fully restored, and I think they have a website that shows that. It's a northwestern suburb of Chicago, darn near in Wisconsin. It's a long haul for me. It's about 130 miles, so it was a long day, but I had fun with my buddy, and that I usually do the road trips with, so consider going up there if you're from Illinois. There's a map of it, and it's really neat. So I enjoyed that. So watch my video now, which is going to run pretty long, on these three things that I just mentioned, and I hope you enjoy my road trip so I can continue doing them. Tubalcain saying so long for now. I'm here at J.C. Whitney in LaSalle, Illinois. Here's an old Cadillac hearse, and it's towing the casket where you can take your final dirt nap.
From your registration, please.
I love a Crosley. The brainchild of Howell Crosley. I do like these big old Internationals. Here's cars from the 50s, which I like best. I like this big old Packard. Here's a sneak preview into the J.C. Whitney warehouse. I'm here at the J.C. Whitney Outlet Center for the car show, and this is their 100th anniversary. And under the big blue tarp, I don't know why they got it covered, is the original J.C. Whitney, my buddy's opening it here for me, Warshawski sign from downtown State Street, Chicago. Everything automotive is what it says. We'll take a little peek here. Can't see much, but it was neon originally. Hope that didn't bore you. I'm here at the WeatherTech factory outlet store. Pretty classy place. There's a Shelby Ford there. Make sure you bring your credit card if you ever come here, but they got all of the WeatherTech products that you see advertised. And Motor Trend. There's a Shelby Ford. Some Ducati motorcycles. I particularly like this Vincent from 1952. Back here there's a Porsche tractor. It's a little unusual. My apologies to WeatherTech. The coffee is free, as was this delicious blueberry muffin. I'm on a road trip here and soon approaching
482 Volo Village Road.
The Volo Museum in Volo, Illinois. And here we are. Right up there by that Dairy Queen deal is where we're going in. Alright, there's Tubalcain riding a Cushman Eagle. And I had one like this when I was a teenager, but it was an All-State. Basically the same thing. Hi, Betty. This is the museum entrance. 50s style here. We're in the Duesenberg room, and you can see why. That's what the gas pumps looked like at Stewie's gas station when I was a kid. Remember those days?
You can bet his passengers enjoyed the ride, especially in the midst of Prohibition. A diamond from Tiffany, champagne from France's finest vineyards, and Continental Flight on the continent.
The headlights turn with the wheels.
Joins this distinguished company. Strong men felt weak in the knees when they gazed at the 1929 Duesenberg #9 on the A&E Top 10 cars.
A lot of chrome. Lincoln has the modern one?
The Duesenberg emphasized quality in a big way, setting standards that upgraded the entire automobile industry. All this despite the fact that only 481 were manufactured.
Got some vintage boats and motors here in this hallway.
Vans was positive his new invention was not simply the carriage of a motor replacing a horse, but the horse was still his
Look at the varnish on that mahogany. I always wanted a Neptune Mighty Might. Made by Ole Evinrude. I always like to run that thing across the lake. The Ropeller. There's a Mustang. Now we'll go indoors for a little look at some of the cars. This thing has scared the heck out of me at midnight. Many of these cars are for sale on display, but you can also buy them. For instance, this neat 5.7 you can pick up for a cool $40,000.
Take this curse and use it against you.
Red chopper, it was all flames and stuff. His face was a skull, and it was on fire. On fire.
That's one old Indian motorcycle, isn't it? Early Harley with a carbide lamp. Excelsior. Look at how little that engine is.
Jerry, line 1. Jerry, line 1.
Tell me, Swami, will I ever be rich? Here's some interesting components. A dual quad setup for a Corvette. And here's a Camaro cross ram setup with apparently 2 4 barrels.